This is KBOI 2 News, first at 4.
And we have new information today on a story we first broke on our Facebook page over the weekend. Today, organizers of Coffee and Cars say they are deeply saddened by this wreck after a vehicle departing their car show hurt nearly a dozen people. And today we are learning more about the police investigation and what they are specifically doing to figure out what happened. We'll first start with KBOI 2's Haley Kramer. She spoke with a mother whose daughter was hit.
Esther Saldivar says her daughter called her screaming, saying they were hit by a car. Esther thought they had been in a car accident.
I almost lost my daughter that day, and that's the worst phone call you could receive.
Martinez, her boyfriend, and 4 of her friends were hurt when the driver lost control and ran into the crowd. They were at the very front of the crowd and were the first to get hit. Martinez does not remember what happened, only seeing the car and waking up on the floor.
When I saw what event it was and there was families there, speed shouldn't have even been a factor right there coming around that corner. There's no reason for it.
Martinez, who did not want to be on camera, is in so much pain she has to be carried from one room to the next. Saldivar says the doctors thought she had a fractured femur, but realized what they were seeing was an immense amount of bruising. She says Martinez can't sleep and just sits in her room and cries. Saldivar says some post-traumatic stress has already set in.
When I brought her home from the hospital, just being on the freeway, she was having an anxiety attack because the cars were going too fast.
Saldivar says she's considering taking her daughter back to the hospital because the pain isn't getting any better. KBOI 2's Brian Morin spoke to another person who was hit by the car who went flying over the vehicle.
Carrillo says, as I saw the Porsche get near the curb, I heard the engine rev and I thought to myself, cool, a burnout. I have to record this one. While I was recording, I saw on my phone that the car had lost control. I looked up and I saw it, so I tried to get up on my feet. I was in a squat position to record from a low view. I didn't have time to move. I was only able to get up straight, and that's when the car hit my right leg. I flew back, and I lost the phone out of my hands. Both shoes came off. I remember I got up and I checked my head because I got hit, but I wasn't bleeding. I felt more pain on my knee than anything else. The first thing I saw when I looked up was the guy right behind me. I just heard him screaming in pain. I noticed he was being helped, so I turned around to see how the little boy was doing. I remember I kept looking at his chest to see if it looked like he was breathing. Then I heard someone say, he is breathing, and I just laid back after hearing that, holding my knee.
Now, Boise police continue their investigation into what officers are calling a most unusual crash. KBOI 2's Scott Logan is live. He's in our satellite center to show us the unique way they are trying to figure out exactly what happened.
Well, police are working to recreate the crash and collecting measurements and data. They were on scene doing that, collecting that information that they're going to be using. The investigation also includes, of course, talking to witnesses, reviewing videos, as well as collecting those measurements that I mentioned. All of this to make a determination of just exactly what caused the car to jump onto the sidewalk and go into the crowd. Are we at a point where you can say what may have occurred to cause the crash?
Well, not positively from the investigation that they are doing. I guess it would be based on the videos that I had seen that have since gone around, reference this crash is that the car was going too fast. Whether it was a mechanical failure, whether it was a driver issue, I don't know.
And the lieutenant says in his 16 years in the force, he's never seen anything quite like this crash in the sense of one single vehicle striking so many people at one time. And police say that car is a 2016 Porsche Spyder. Police say when their investigation is complete, they will turn the report over to the Boise City Prosecutor's Office. Live in the Satellite Center, Scott Logan, KBOI 2 News.
Scott, thank you. Make sure to head to our Facebook page to see more video of this crash. We'll continue to follow this story closely on air and online. As soon as we learn more about the driver or get an update on some of the victims, you will hear about it first from us.